So I'm taking a break from WoW because I'm actually too addicted to it. Now I know what y'all thinking, and I know when y'all saw the title of this video, I'm sure y'all thought to yourself like, "There's no way he's trolling. This is just clickbait." No, it's actually true. I am taking a break because from WoW because it is definitely not the content creator I aspire to be. um when I like a game, specifically when we're talking about WoW and what I was doing, it was Mythic Plus. I was absolutely grinding mid Mythic Plus, really trying to push hard for the goal of 3,000. But took a trip, a much needed trip. It was a work trip with a little bit of vacation. And I thought to myself, I'm just like, look, this is as much as I enjoy the game and as much as, this been one of the best recent MMO experiences I had in my life. It definitely wasn't gearing me, or it definitely wasn't pushing me towards the creator that I want to be. If you look around and see what the creators are in WoW, they would be considered very much like a hardcore bunch, whether it's pushing for AOTC or pushing for A when it comes to mid mythic plus, whether it's like pushing the highest of keys. If you do look at, if you just search up WoW mid mythic plus, it's literally somebody's gameplay of timing a really high level key or showing a route or guides and rotations concerning that. And all that is great, but in terms of the content creator I wanted to be, it definitely did not fit in my goals because I am a gamer. I am competitive, and for me, bringing that out of me, especially when I'm trying to be this particular type of creator that I wanted to be, just wasn't the best decision. And it was fun while it lasted. And honestly, I'm not quite done with the game, but I definitely want to, go towards the content creator that I want to be. Now I said that multiple times. What is the creator that I want to be? I want to be the creator where honestly, it's more so like a personality rather than a player in a game. But I also want a MMO, if I ever would main an MMO, to encourage that. I feel like that games like old school RuneScape, even games like Gear Wars 2 with a lot of opportunities for horizontal progression. Especially when it comes to old school RuneScape, is you can see the streamers such as Zaru, such as Soda Poppin, such as even who Sony. They can be as active as they want. Savix, they can be as active as they want, but the game also allows them to progress passively and in a more of a calming manner, in a calming way. And everything is done in the world, so you can partner up with people and do these casuals or these active goals that you have. Now I know WoW has that. I know retail WoW has that. I know classic has that more than retail. I've always considered retail WoW to be just. I always compare it like a FPS. Especially like maybe something like Warzone or something like Overwatch or something like that. You get the new season, you get the new characters, or you get the new weapons. In Call of Duty's case, like you rank it up and then you go and try ranked out, whether it's the new map, whether it's the new weapon, things of that nature. If there's a rank system, you gear that up. I would compare that to like mid. I'll compare that to like keys when it comes to Mythic Plus. And you just achieve those goals, and it's kind of like a hamster wheel. I definitely describe it as more of an FPS than I do as an MMO, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for the creator that I want to be, more so a personality in the space, and having an MMO that encourages a active and or a casual calming experience would definitely benefit more at me as a content creator, but also me as a player as well. Because if I'm not progressing, if I'm not progressing, if I'm not pushing these high level keys, you kind of do experience a bit of FOMO. It because especially with the people who are in my Discord, we have like over 100 members. You have people just really pushing to heroic, really pushing mythic plus 12-hour days, 16-hour days, and I'm sure you don't have to do that. But honestly, if I'm going to be a creator in the space and I only have 2 to 3 hours to give due to my, pretty demanding lifestyle. I mean, I have a pretty demanding job. I'm in sales. I am a husband and stuff too. So I want to spend time with my wife and be the best I can be. It just definitely did not fit in my life as much as I wanted to. Like I said, it was very much can be, it honestly was when you like something so much, obviously it was. I wouldn't necessarily say it was like just this addicting thing. But it got to the point where I really did not want to do anything else other than play Mythic Plus. But if I only could do it for 2 3 hours, am I really progressing in the most in the best way that I know how? Am I really going to give my viewers the best content that I can give if I'm only pushing for 2 3 hours, and especially if you're pugging, you may only have time for one, maybe even two. So instead, though, what I feel like that would be good for my content, I definitely want to experience more MMOs. Specifically, I know you see like a lot of viewers or see a lot of creators do these reviews. But I will explain this in more in a later video on the specifics. But as far as the direction I want to take my content, I really want to bring awareness and highlight the MMOs that do not get a lot of love, specifically the newer ones, the ones that were probably released probably in the last 3 to 5 years, or maybe like that MMO that was created by a 1-2 indie team, but really has a lot of the good elements it takes to have MMOs, but doesn't have the marketing power or the funds, or just really just a big push compared to like a big company like Blizzard or Square Enix or Amazon. Basically, not be a MMO reviewer, yes, be a personality in that way, yes, but really highlighting these smaller new MMOs. And I've already expressed this when it comes to my Discord, and honestly, this will be uploaded on YouTube. So if y'all have any MMOs that are on the newer side, that doesn't get a lot of love that you feel like is underrated, definitely let me know in the comments. But obviously, some MMOs are going to suck. Some MMOs aren't surviving, or some MMOs have very low population and practically dead on arrival because they are simply not good. Well, that is the excitement of it. We're going to see if it is good. But I know some MMOs aren't just all that fun or interesting to stream. So I do eventually want to have a MMO where I can main and play every day. But I'm also looking for the MMO where it's just like, okay, I can PvP, I can PvE. Honestly, I want to get into life skilling. So if I just want to chill stream, maybe just level up like my life skilling. So you do have MMOs that I've been keeping my eye on, like obviously old school RuneScape, but low key been enjoying that. Black Dead Desert Online and how they do it, and even like one of the newer MMOs that I feel like is going to make a good comeback, is New World. I feel like, and honestly, I am starting New World on Saturday. If people who aren't in my Discord, if you want to join my community, you definitely can. But New World it definitely would cater more to. Honestly, I talk about my stream, but I feel like yes, it'll cater to my stream, but it also will cater to me as a where I'm at as a gamer as well. I can't put a lot of time. I can't put a lot of time. I can't push as much as I want to. And sometimes I do need some sort of horizontal progression that is engaging, but also is more so I can't find the word, not beneficial, but satisfying to progress, which is why I do consider these MMOs more so my speed. And I feel like they will be great contenders for me to main the game and actually have something for y'all streaming wise. YouTube is easy because you just play a game for a couple of hours or you play a game throughout the week if it's good, give your take on it and then you can go from there. That's not constant entertainment. There's you can do different takes. You can you just have a goal and objective and you don't have anybody to interrupt that objective because you're not streaming. Streaming is definitely different. I do not like to stream when I feel like I really can't give y'all the best content and the best value possible. And that is why, like, hey, I wish I can play WoW more. I wish I can honestly play Mythic Plus more, but does it really do any good if one, I can't even play as much as I can to even really have a nice dent in the mode that I love. And honestly, is it even worth to even be a content creator in this space, especially in a massive multiplayer online game, if you really only like one aspect of the game? I don't really have any sort of interest to do anything else. I never really had an interest to do any rating. A life skilling is there, I'm sure of it, but it doesn't necessarily looks appealing to me or sound appealing to me. Nor does they had like the battle pets or whatever. Transmog is cool, but that's like a weekly thing that you can do when it comes to mouse and stuff like that, and like achievement hunting. It's really no point to do any like the adventurous portion of retail because everything is pretty much so obsolete and so streamlined, which is why it's like okay, if I that's why retail would be more what I'm referring to of smelling the roses a little bit and then having horizontal matter and actually them putting effort. But I'm not sure if I want to go back in the past though, which is why you don't see me streaming or see me even considering classic because I don't want to necessarily go backwards. I would rather much go forwards in my eyes and new experiences and honestly other players' new experiences. And like I said, the way that my content and how I want to do it, I definitely want to give more light to the newer MMOs, regardless if they suck or not. Just see if they truly suck. And just talk about New World some more. Honestly, I know it had its little rough patch in the beginning, but if you look on Reddit, if you see people who are on console, you will see like New World is slowly building their reputation in a positive way. People have been having a great time. And I feel like, especially in our community where we are very cutthroat, especially games that we paid our hard on money for, we're not going to give people a lot of chances unless they have like this huge rollout. But when it comes to even something like New World, imagine if someone like me, someone who is just a creator, a reviewer that is just dedicating to really spreading positivity, if they deserve it, of course. If the game sucks, I'm gonna say it sucks, but that's going to spread, the good, honest truth to each and every newer MMO. And I feel like as someone who's worked real hard, whether it's developer, they'll take notice. Whether it's someone who's been playing for a little bit, would appreciate a fresh point of view, and instead of having someone doom on the game constantly because they heard it was bad or they heard it's low population, so it had to be bad. So I want to be more so a honest voice when it comes to those type of MMOs, big or small, failures, new releases, and honestly, I also dabble in games that I've genuinely never played before. Like I've never really played Elder Scrolls Online, Eve Online. There's a couple others where I just genuinely never played. And the only time that I will also play older MMOs if there's like a huge expansion. So obviously, I already bought WoW Midnight. I definitely plan on dabbling in that when it comes out. I know that Guild Wars 2 is going to have their huge expansion. Throne and Liberty is having their huge hyper boost push that I want to give a try. That's the only time that I will play something that is like older. But I do want my content to be more so in really highlighting the newer MMOs. And I feel like that people would benefit from that because we just constantly can't be recycling the old games. If we are only going to say that Final Fantasy, I guess like the top three, top four, if you want to put classic on there, if we really going to only play old school RuneScape, Final Fantasy, and WoW, then our genre is going to die because it's not going to evolve if people are stuck in the past. But I feel like there's not a lot of voices to people can listen to so they can see that there are more MMOs than those top three. So that's really what I wanted to do. But I just wanted to make this video just to, be like, hey, like I am back, and kind of tell you where my head is at. I genuinely don't feel like WoW is going to be good for me and my content because I'm way too addicted. And the gamer in me is just simply not going to allow me to be the best creator as possible. And I would much rather be the best creator than a best player in any game in any given day. Which is why that you will see different types of content. You will see more reviews. You will see more MMOs because that is the type of creator that I want to be. And then that is for the foreseeable future. But that's pretty much all I have to say. I know I've discussed people who are in my Discord already announced this. I am returning on Saturday, starting up New World again because I have not played since it has released and see what that's about. And honestly, it is a bit of a search to find my main MMO that encourages a have to be casualist such as myself. So we are going to see if New World can fill that void. And if not, then we'll go to another one. We'll go to another one. Preferably a game that is on the newer side, not games that have been out for the last 10, 13 years. But if it's generally a lost cause for new MMOs and I need to main something that's going to give me where I'm at in my life, whether it is old school RuneScape, whether it is Guild Wars, Black Desert, I'm not necessarily opposed to it either because you know I I definitely want to give y'all the best content as a streamer as well as a YouTuber as well. So that'll be it for today's video. I didn't want to make it too short or I didn't want to make it too long. Again, for the people who subscribe to me for a while, people who join my community for a while, best believe y'all have a great game. I just want to give a shout out to y'all. I appreciate everybody's words of wisdom. I appreciate people playing with me. I appreciate the really nice memories. Y'all are truly revive the MMO spirit in me. It was be if it wasn't for WoW, I would honestly wouldn't be playing MMOs anymore. So I appreciate y'all for reviving that spirit. I hope that you all stick around. I got a lot playing up my sleeve. Join my community if you haven't. Subscribe if you have not. And if y'all can give me a chance, I definitely would not. I would not disappoint you all for people who want to stick around. If you don't, I completely understand. No harm, no foul. But yeah, as many people who will give me opportunity, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all. Tune in for my first stream back on Saturday. And yeah, more information is in the description. Thank you.